I know that camera's running something, man. It can't just up and just disappear like that. No, it runs something. And there it is right there. Yo, what is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We finally got another video uploaded on this house project. I know I kind of been dragging a little bit on putting these videos up. I say it's probably been a good 3 or 4 months since I posted a video, but I like to let a lot of stuff get done before I post a video. I don't really want to post like clips of just everything that happens. Like, I normally like to grab everything and put it all in one big footage if I can. I do want to apologize if you hear some road noise in the background. It's a road behind us back here, so if you hear some car noise and stuff like that, that's the problem with that. But everything's been rocking and rolling with the house, guys. As you can see, we're framed up. You can see the roof, got the rooms and all that good stuff back there. I can't show you guys too much though. You got to watch the video and see everything that's done happened so far. So that's the only little sneak peek you're gonna get. I'm gonna try and keep this part of the video as short as possible. I felt like I talked way too much in my first video, which I'm really not them type of people that like to talk a lot in my videos. I just like to get to the point so everybody can check the video out and see what's going on. I'd like to give a shout out to folks, check the video out, subscribe, all that good stuff. I picked up a lot of new subscribers on my channel. I appreciate everybody that's new to the channel checking out this build. And I'm gonna post videos all the way till we get done with this, guys. So you don't have to worry about me disappearing. I'm gonna be posting videos till we get done with this stuff. But enough talking. I'm gonna let you guys check this video out. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this video. So in our last video, we were getting things prepped for our slab to be poured. So we had a bunch of gravel come in, a bunch of gravel was dumped, a bunch of gravel was spreaded around, got our rough end plumbing done all in the basement. And if you thought you were done seeing gravel, well, you're wrong. So we have a real big challenge to do right here. So this hole right here is our garage. We got to fill this hole up with 57's gravel. Now from this angle, it does look very massive, and we were trying to calculate how many loads it might be. So it was a good amount of loads that needed to be dumped here. So what we did was have them dump the load and just get a bobcat out here to just push the stuff as far back as possible to the far end till eventually it started stacking up to where it became more leveled. Now we're going to be switching gears right here. We're getting things set up for our slab to be poured down in the basement. This black stuff that you see all on the ground right here, it's going to be called poly. Here's a good clip of it right here. Now we had to use 10 mil poly for the building code in this area. In most places you'd probably use 6, but where we were at, we had to use 10. So all poly basically is, it's just a vapor barrier. It helps with the curing process of concrete when it's poured. So with our poly all laid out, we're pretty much ready to pour for the slab. We had to get a pump truck out here again to pour for the slab. I believe the magic number was somewhere close to around 60 yards of concrete around that neighborhood that needed to be poured for the slab. It's a bit of a process. I got some good clips of the guys out here working on this stuff, getting it all smoothed out, looking real good. We also decided to pour a slab down in the little storage area down at the bottom of the house. I think it was a good idea to go ahead and get some poured down there. You can really see how handy that pump truck is when you got to pour in a little tight area like this right here. Now that's pretty much all the parts to the pouring of all this. Now we can finally get to the final phase, which is a finished product right here. Just a really good sight to see. You kind of get tired of walking around on gravel and stuff like that all the time and dirt. And then you can finally walk on a flat surface. Now when you pour concrete, you need to wait about 24 hours for it to cure so it's safe to walk on. And I filmed this a couple of days after the guys had already poured. And one thing you always want to remember when you pour concrete is definitely check the forecast. Make sure there's no bad weather coming, no rain, no type of storms headed in your area. Make sure it's nice and sunny out like it was for us when we poured. Not too sure if anybody noticed in that recent clip, we actually got some more gravel brought in up by the garage. So we're gonna be smoothing all this stuff out up here, and we'll pretty much be set and ready to pour for our slab in our garage after we get started on the next big phase of this project, which is gonna be the framing. So now we can get started on our first phase of framing. All this material you see right here is going to be used for our exterior walls in our basement. So in this bundle of material right here, we have a list of items. We have treated 2x6s, regular 2x6s, a lot of 2x4s, and some floor decking that's going to be used for a little mystery room we got in the basement. This is pretty much the whole process right here to how a wall's built. You're basically going to build it from the ground up first, and once you got everything in there, windows and etc., you're going to stand it up on the edge. I just want to give everybody a quick heads up on these framers. They move very fast, so a lot of stuff's going to get done very quick here. Here's a second wall being built right here. This definitely requires some manpower right here. And like I said before, you're going to build it from the ground up, and then you're going to stand it up on the edge. And if you're curious to how it's staying in place, you got these screws placed right here on the edge. So what you're going to do is you're going to drill a hole in the bottom of the wall so the hole can fit through it, and then you'll put a nut on top of it so it'll be bolted down to the concrete. Yeah, these guys are really making some progress now. It's really kind of cool to see all this happening right here because you can really see the house boxed in for real. So you can see our windows, our doors, you can see our massive 16-foot garage door opening that we have in our basement right here. The framers are putting the final touches on things right here. So what they're doing is they're putting this OSB decking on the outside of the wall right here. It needs to be put everywhere on the exterior of the walls. And again, this is just the first little phase of framing right here. All we were trying to do was just frame up the exterior walls of the basement. That was it. Now we got one more thing we need to finish before we move on to the real big phase of framing. So we're gonna do something with a little mystery room right here. We're gonna put a floor system down right here for this mystery room. So we end up doing some 2x10s as the floor system here. And it's on about a 12-inch center, which I think is really good. Probably could have done 16, but I believe 12 was a lot better for this. Next, we put the rest of the flooring down. This flooring right here is really nice. It's called LP top-notch flooring. It's very good with water because it has a built-in draining system in the tongue and groove part of the material. We used it all throughout the house. All right, so the big order finally came in right here. So we got the rest of our framing material that's going to be used on our main floor right here. So right here we have our open web floor truss, our LVL beams, a bunch of 2x4s, more OSB wood, and more top-notch floor decking. So the framers built some scaffolds to work off of so they can install these LVL beams. We're gonna have 2 rows of beams in this house, and you're definitely gonna need all hands on deck with this material because this is some very, very heavy stuff. All our beams have pretty much been installed. I thought this was a good shot right here. You could get a real good clip of everything right here from this viewpoint. Next, we can finally install our floor system since it's going to be sitting on top of these LVL beams. This right here is what you call an open web floor truss. Here's a good clip of the material right here. What's cool about this house is that the floor system is engineered and the roof system also. So with it being engineered, all this stuff is custom handmade just for this house. You get to really see a good new look in the basement with this floor truss installed. You basically have somewhat of a ceiling now. Things are really looking a lot better in the basement with this floor truss in. The framers are pretty much done installing the open web floor truss. Now you can move on to the next part, which is putting the flooring down on top of this stuff. The flooring that we used in the mystery room is the exact same flooring we're going to use all throughout the house. This LP top-notch flooring, you can't go wrong with this stuff. We got an interesting project going on right here with these iron beams that you see. These iron beams are going to be used to support a raised concrete porch. So the porch is basically going to be sitting above the mystery room. We're kind of going to have to switch gears again and go back to framing. We're kind of going to be jumping around a little bit, doing different things because there's so much stuff all happening at once. So these guys are pretty much going to be framing the upper main level of the house right here. They're doing the exterior walls and all the rooms and all that stuff. These guys work very fast, so I figured I'm going to just let the music play and let you guys check out everything that's going on. Okay, everything's been framed up on the main level, and guys, it's actually starting to look more like a house now. Now you can kind of see the rooms and all that cool stuff that's going on with the house. One thing I don't like is that these braces are kind of in the way and they kind of rob you of seeing the full room and all that other stuff. But these braces are in place to keep these walls plumb so that they can install the roof when it gets here. Working our way around the side of the house, you can kind of see how it's looking. The house has definitely a lot more height to it now with that main floor in. Let's go check out the basement. I got something I want to show you guys. Kind of just mind the mess. I know it's messy down there. Really didn't have time to clean it up like we wanted to. But what I really like about this house, guys, is that you have 2 ways to access the basement. You got one main stairwell in the front of the house, and then you got another one on the back corner of the house. I think that's really crucial to have in any type of basement house, is to have 2 ways to access your basement. That's really gonna come in handy later on. With all our framing out of the way, we can finally focus on pouring for this raised concrete porch that's on the back of the house. Since we're going to pour that, we're also going to pour the slab for the front porch of the house, and we're also going to pour the slab for the garage also. That way when the truck comes, it can get everything done at once and we won't have to worry about it ever again. Now I kind of want to show you guys the real reason why we waited to do our slab after we got done with framing, because we could have got it done a lot sooner. The real reason why is we kind of wanted to judge and see how high we wanted to pour. And the way we got it set up here is we have a 4-inch entry into the house. One thing I can't stand is walking up a bunch of steps to enter a house. You don't even have that issue here. Coming in the house is going to be easy here. Alright, this is our last little interesting job that we got to do right here. These iron posts right here are going to be used down in the basement to help support the LVL beams. They're going to be basically permanent posts that's going to be set in place. I really like these posts here. They're really heavy duty stuff. They can hold up to 35,000 pounds. You can really kind of see how they're really working right here. They're bolted in the ground. Then they got some screws that run through the LVL beams. And I really like this lip that's on them too that holds them and secure them in place. Very good support system we got down here in the basement. Now I know what you're probably thinking. What's all that stuff? And I'm sure the whole neighborhood was thinking that too when they seen it. This is actually our roof truss right here. The material was so big and large that we couldn't even put it on our property. We had to put it outside on the road right here. Very big stuff. Since this house was engineered, the process of installing this stuff is very easy. It's really just like putting a puzzle together. But again, since all this stuff was engineered, this material is just specifically for this house. So you can't use it anywhere else but for this house. Once you go ahead and get all your roof material installed, you want to go ahead and put some decking on top of it to cover everything up. This decking we got right here is called radiant barrier decking. This stuff's really nice right here. It really helps with the temperature up in your attic. The guy's got a good bit of work that needs to be done up there on the roof. This is about half of it right here that needs to be done, and they're getting a little bit closer here, so they're knocking it out. Next major thing that the guys had to do was put felt all on the roof of the house. This stuff is necessary to put on the house after the decking's been installed. Alright, let's go on in here and take a little tour of the house, guys. I mean, this is really a good sight to see here, man. All the work that we put in, the time, and to be able to walk in here and you can actually see a ceiling, a roof, you can see rooms. It's just an amazing sight to see. One thing I just love about this house is just the space that comes with it. Like, you have this nice 3-car garage right here. You have all this open space right here in your den and kitchen area. You have this raised porch area back here to just go out here and relax. You can literally get lost in here just walking around. And I mean, you can't forget about all the space you got down there in the basement. So I mean, you just have tremendous amount of space with this house. And that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video right here, guys. Appreciate everybody's been watching, staying locked into the channel. I know you guys are itching to see what this project is gonna look like when it's all done, like me. But until then, we'll just have to wait for that day. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace.